Hey, good morning, Southern Illinois Realtors. Hey, John Nimmo here. I've great news for you today. I hope you'll stay with me at least for the next few moments through the video that I'm preparing for you now. Hey, just a couple of questions. Is your vision strong enough to lead you through diversity? Is it strong enough to pull you through all of this craziness that we're involved in? You know, I'm a big fan of Think and Grow Rich, the book by Napoleon Hill. 15 million copies sold. I think probably more books that have been sold of Think and Grow Rich than in the history of books. But one of the things he said is the majority of people are ready to throw their aims and their purpose overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition and misfortune. What about you? What about you? You know, being a realtor is tough. It's a tough career. It's a tough job. But right now, every business is struggling. Every business is tough. What will you do to take you forward when the coronavirus pandemic is over? That's the big question. So, what can you do now, for example, that you couldn't do a month ago? What does this make possible for me to do today? Today, what does it make possible for us? So I want to take you through a little bit, and then I'm going to share some valuable information. You know, we're going through a massive shift, aren't we? A shift, not necessarily a cyclical change like the stock market or the price of oil or even real estate has a 10-year cycle, doesn't it? We're going through a major shift, a structural change. Something like, you know, even fax machines. We're never going back to using fax machines, are we? You know, that was a structural change. And I think our fear and our anxiety about where we're going to be 6 months from now, where our industry is going to be, where we are going to be, is filled with a little bit of fear and anxiety. You know, me too. We really don't know, but how can we prepare? And I want to tell you today that there are things you can do, things we can do that are going to take us forward. Through difficult times comes clarity. We can take this opportunity to get really clear about our vision, about our desire, about our mission, about our business. But the truth is, you have to do it. You know, Monday I woke up and I'm confined just like you are at home, and I failed to get dressed, failed to get up and shower, failed to get moving. It was the most depressing day. And I sat around and really was not very productive all day. I made a decision. I made a conscious decision that on Tuesday I would get up early. I would enter my routine of reflection and study and journaling at 5:30 in the morning, get my shower, get dressed as if I were going to go to work. And it made a huge, huge difference. Huge difference. Tuesday, I was extremely productive, and I've been following that regimen. So don't let this stay-at-home venue that you're in right now have an effect on your success and on your attitude. That's what I really want to talk to you about today. So I want to talk to you about coaching a little bit. So here's the benefit of watching today. I have aligned 5 professional leadership coaches, some of which you know, from all over the country. Some of them are trained by the #1 leadership company in the entire world and are on the John Maxwell leadership team, who are willing to give you free coaching, a free coaching session to help you navigate and ask you some great, perhaps internal questions that you need to answer about your business, about your career, about how you're going to navigate in difficult times. 5 of those people, all right? And so I want to start, I'll just start with #1 here. #1 is Russ Williams. Russ and I are friends. We are both in the John Maxwell team together. Russ is certified as a coach and speaker. He's agreed to provide some coaching for you. The next on the list would be my friend Mark Given. Many of you know Mark. He's a certified residential specialist, senior instructor, teaches real estate courses all over the country. He travels speaking about his trust-based philosophy. He's an Amazon best-selling author with his trust-based philosophy books. I'm going to encourage you. Mark has agreed to provide some free coaching for you as well. Greg Yates, my mentor, my coach, my friend for over 25 years. Greg uses his mantra is the no head trash nation. Get out of your head trash. Quit sabotaging yourself. Breakthrough leadership. Greg has agreed to do some coaching with you as well. Scott Weaver. Scott Weaver is a great coach, certified friend of mine from Seattle, Washington. And I've talked to Scott. He's willing to do some coaching for you. For you. This is an extremely great benefit. I hope you'll take advantage of it. And so the last, Karen Cup. Karen is a certified John Maxwell coach. She runs her own business called A Cup Full of Wisdom, which I really love. She's done coaching for folks all over the country. She's a published author as well. And I think Karen would be excellent for some of you to connect with and get some coaching. And then, of course, there's John Nimmo, and that's me with the Leadership Live platform. So those are the 5, and we're going to give you some contact information, how to get started with your coaching coming up very shortly. So stay with me. You know, we're birthing a new norm. We're birthing a new normal in every business right now. We really don't know what it's going to be, but I know that birthing is a messy process, isn't it? The birth process and redesigning, coming up with something new is a messy process sometimes. So coaching is so fundamental, especially in difficult times. So if you know coaching, if you've talked about coaching, or maybe you've resisted that whole coaching phenomenon that's been going on in the last few years, I would encourage you to investigate. Great coaches are invaluable. How do I know that? Because every professional has a coach. Every coach that's worth their salt is being coached. Every professional singer that I'm aware of, and I've known several, they all have a vocal coach. Professional athletes, golfers, if you name one, they all have a coach. And why is that? Why do you think someone like Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Michael Phelps, why would they have a coach when they're so good? Listen, a coach can see things in you that you can't see in yourself. There's something about coaching that, allows them to go within you, into your subconscious, ask you the hard questions, perhaps that you won't ask yourself, in order to take you to the next level. Coaching is like a little bit like mountain climbing. A lot of us are at base camp 1, right? We're at the base of the mountain, and we can only see from that view a limited perspective, right? But when we climb up the mountain, when you exert the effort and you get to base camp 3, the view is totally different, isn't it? You're still the same person, but the view becomes different. When you get to base camp 5, at the summit of the mountain, trust me, the view is totally different. And that's what coaching does. It takes us all from a lower base camp level to a base camp higher so that we can see differently. My friend Greg Yates, one of your coaches, he always has a saying that says you can't read the jar. You can't read the label on the outside of the jar when you're in the jar. Really. That's a phenomenal saying. I love the way that comes across. So here are 6 fundamental benefits to coaching. And coaching is an antidote for fear. I think all of us have a little bit of fear right now and anxiety about where we're going, how we're going to get there, correct? Coaching is the most misunderstood concept, both in impact and in practice. It's largely misunderstood Most of us think coaches are going to give us the answers. They're going to tell us what to do. No, that's really not true. An effective coach is going to go within you, and they're going to help you get the answers that are already inside. You know, I love this saying, if you don't go within into your subconscious, into your belief system, into the things that have pre-programmed your mind, some things from a long time ago, if you don't go within, my friends, you will go without. You'll go without. So coaches help us go within inside ourselves to bring out the best that's in us. And you can do that. The way to help others overcome their fear is by overcoming your own. Those who are in your sphere of influence, those who are on your team, those that work in your office, you want to help them overcome their fear? Overcome your own. Overcome your own. Be a leader. Coaching can help you do that. The answer, my friends, is always in the question. I love Tony Robbins when he says, the power and the strength of an answer lies in the power and the strength of the question you're willing to ask. Doesn't that make a lot of sense? The answer is always in the question. For some of us, we refuse to ask ourselves the hard questions. And that's because the most difficult person, the most difficult relationship that you have to manage is with the person that's in the mirror. Every morning when you look up and you look in that mirror, that's the relationship you manage that one well. Now it's going to take you to the next level, up to base camp 5. And the connection with coaching is always in the listening. Great coaches are great listeners, right? They're going to listen with empathy, and they're actually going to hear. And you know from dealing with your clients, and for some of us who are brand new to the real estate world or in the world of sales, I will tell you that listening to your clients is the most important thing you will do, and it's often an overlooked skill. And why is that? Because everyone wants to be heard. And when people are talking and you're asking those questions, you're allowing people to breathe. It's like allowing people to breathe when you're empathetically listening to hear. Not, as Stephen Covey would say, many of us listen with the intent of responding. We're not really listening, but we're already pre-programming what we're going to say as opposed to listening. As a young salesperson years ago, and I used to call on attorneys and doctors in St. Louis, my experience with IBM, and I remember going into a new room. There would be 4 people in the room, and we all introduce ourselves, right? Hi, my name's John Nimmo, and they would introduce their names back. It was surprising to me as a young salesperson, the failure that I couldn't remember anyone's name within 10 seconds of my presentation once it got started. What's the most important thing to a person? It's their desire to be heard, right? You have a desire to be heard. There are things within you need to get out. Effective coaching will help you get to the next level. It will help you. It will help you get there. Trust me. No, don't trust me. I don't want you to trust what I'm saying today. I want you to test me. Test me. Test what I'm saying to you and see if it won't take you to the next level. See if what I'm saying is not true. There are those of us who have an ego, and our pride will not allow us to go forward with a coach. And I'm telling you, it's your downfall. Test me in that. Test me in that. So, 6 fundamental things. Coaching is a true antidote for fear. If you are fearful, you need to plug into a coach. You need to plug into an effective mastermind group, right? I know Greg Yates runs one called the Practice Zone. It's a great place. Plug into a mastermind group. I know Russ Williams leads mastermind groups. I know that Karen Cup leads mastermind groups through the John Maxwell team. You can plug in. You can plug in right now You have an opportunity today to plug into some of the most renowned professional leadership coaching on the planet. Will you do that? Will you do that? So, coaching is a true antidote for fear. What is fear? Fear is a source, isn't it? It's an effect of a cause. I equate fear. Remember when you were going on your first date, or perhaps your first day at school? Were you nervous? Were you anxious? That type of fear is caused from ignorance, isn't it? Ignorance in that we don't really know what to expect, where we're going, how we're going to get there. And that's exactly where we are today, right? Exactly where we are today. It's the fear of the unknown. Coaching is an antidote for fear. What feeds your fear? Can you identify your reality through your fears? Probably not. I know what we're doing is hard. Let me just say this. What you are aware of, you control. What you are not aware of controls you. The things you can't see, the unknowns ahead. Even with the best vision and the best business plan, there will always be unanticipated and unforeseen results, won't there? What fears do you have moving forward? What you know, you control. What you don't know controls you, my friends. Let's be knowledgeable. I want to encourage you. Coaching is the only intervention through coaching, mentorship, mastermind groups. Surround yourself with people that will affect both your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. One of the things Napoleon Hill says in his book, Think and Grow Rich, and by the way, in just a few weeks, I've been licensed to teach 20 lessons of Think and Grow Rich. We're going to launch that. It will be a half hour to a 40-minute session that you will be able to plug into on a digital course and actually learn the concepts in Think and Grow Rich that have created thousands of millionaires, thousands of fortunes for people who have really plugged into this concept. So be watching for that coming up soon. All right, so next thing, the way to help others overcome their fear is by overcoming your own. All of you in this realtor group, all of you that are in organizations, all of you have the potential to lead. Leading out of fear is non-existent. You can't lead out of fear, right? You have to overcome your own fear. Now, I would say fear is natural for all of us. It's how we manage those fears. I have a fear of recording this video, right? Every time I've known people that have a fear of flying in airplanes. I know people that go, oh, I could never record a video. Well, you know what? Get out of your comfort zone. Step out this far. Get a coach that will help you get you out of your comfort zone and hold you accountable for results. Overcome your own fears. So, who is coaching you? Who's giving you advice? The answer to everything you seek overcoming your fear is always in the power of the question, right? The answer is always in the question you will ask yourself. Now, I would be negligent in my platform. I would be negligent in my duty of care to all of you. And some of you are pretty close friends in the real estate world. Some of you I've known for a long time, some not so much, but I would be negligent in my care if I didn't speak with you on this virtually important topic today, right? Reach out, take advantage of this offer. James Allen would say in his book, As a Man Thinketh in His Heart, so is he. James Allen says, circumstances don't create the man. They reveal him. Your character will be revealed through these difficult circumstances, right? So let me go back one more time. You have Russell Williams, Greg Yates, Mark Given, Karen Cupp, Scott Weaver, John Nimmo at your disposal to help coach you personally and professionally for free. no cost, no obligation right now, my friends. Why would you not take advantage? Why would you not test me and see if it's right for you? Right? So here's how to connect. Email me, John@leadershiplived, all one word.com. John, John, @leadershiplived.com. And I'll connect you with the phone numbers and the contact information you need to sign up for your free coaching session today. God bless. All the success in the world for all of you. And thank you for listening.